providing as far as culture, it comes back. You know, and with us as a people that have been this type of way of thinking, that the way I think myself, also have tried to marry within their own and keep that blood going strong as a people. And so with that, we're not being wiped out. We're not being assimilated. Many of us, we are becoming stronger.
My son was asked by a reporter the other day, how come you're so good in basketball? He told the reporter, if you were black and Indian, you'd be good too. So, some of your world's greatest athletes, Jim Thorpe was a Native American. Jesse Owens was black and Indian. So we're unique and we're special, and my kids understand that. I feel like they were raised in a traditional Indian home. You know, when your wife's full-blood Cherokee and your dad's half Indian, and you speak Cherokee every day, you know, a little of that rubs off on you.
I think there is now a greater tolerance in American society for difference. It is perhaps the case, although this is a contested statement, it is perhaps the case that the American pie is not as large as it once had been. But I think America is still a work in progress.
I think people of African Indian ancestry, we don't know what to do with them. Are they Indian? Are they black? We're not ready to acknowledge them as black Indians or Indian blacks the way they're willing to acknowledge them themselves. So I think it's important to acknowledge who they are, that they have a history, that history is important to American history.
You know, when people first fall in love with each other, there's one particular thing that perhaps attracts them to each other. And I remember, the one thing I will always remember when I asked my mom and dad, what was it about each other that, you know, how did you two get together? My mom said that she absolutely loved my father's dark, rich skin, deep brown eyes, and this long, dark, wavy hair. And my father said that he had adored the fact that my mother had this really coral-colored skin and these sort of sable-colored eyes. I remember my dad often spoke of my mother's sable eyes. And rounder cheeks, and, you know, just they were just opposites of each other as far as features are concerned, and they loved that about each other.
A lot of it has to do with spirit. If the spirit's inside you, you know, and you feel a certain way, then that's the people that you are. That's the people that you're going to be.
There is definitely an invisible bond there, a sort of umbilical cord, as it were, that has been passed on from my grandmother and her grandmother before her, that have all somehow culminated in this wonderful, beautiful little spirit that is my daughter. And it's not on paper, it's not anything that she can go to a governmental role necessarily and find validation in, but it is most certainly a valid part of her being.
Being a black Indian means living a rich and sometimes difficult history. It means not simply tolerating differences, but learning to embrace them. And in doing so, matters of blood and color and culture give way to a truer sense of who we really